Amid Aleph, trying to get a little ahead again. Second half of Daf Gimel Aleph, just like to go over the first part, especially for the people that weren't here yesterday, to get it clear. It's a little bit of a complicated back and forth. You have to go with Rashi each time because he explains each point. You know, if you keep your finger on Rashi and you follow the Gemara, it goes nice. But basically, the Gemara asked, why are you allowed to water your field during Shvius? It's good Moed Tircha, but on Shvius, how could you do that? Especially, right? It has nothing to do with the Rabbanan. So the Gemara's first teretz was Rebbe holds Shvius B'zman Hazeh is the Rabbanan. And the second teretz was that Rebbe holds Shvius B'zman Hazeh is the Oraisa, but only the things mentioned in the puzzle. Because says Rava, he says that it says Sad Choloi Sizra, the Karma Choloi Sizmar, says Sizra on the Sada. On Sada you can't sow. The Karma Choloi Sizmar, right? It says the Karma Choloi Sizmar, and you shouldn't prune the Karmacha. Those are the same things. It's just one is by the Sada and one's by the vineyard. And then again, the puzzle goes, Sophia Kitzir Chalot 6, so you shouldn't cut. That's the field. That's and then the grapes that you set aside also, you shouldn't pick. So those are the Bitsira is Bechlal Kitzira. It goes into the same thing as Sira. So why is the pasuk mention it again, the same thing twice? To tell us, says the Gemara, that only these things are chayiv midoraisa, and not other things. So therefore, you're allowed to water because that would be a tolda. On that, the Gemara had a question. Basically, it comes out clear from Rava that Rava is saying that the only things that are asur midoraisa, the only things that you're not allowed to do midoraisa, are the things mentioned in the pasuk, which would be zriya, pitsira, Kitsira, and what's the lashon pasuk? So Sizra, Sizmar, Sivtsar, and Siksar and Sivtsar. Those four things. Frek the Gemara. The Gemara then brings down a brisa that says a whole slew of things that you're not allowed to do on Shvius. A ton of things. Because we said that the pasuk set up the words where it wants to read Sad chaloi, karma chaloi, you can do anything in the field. And in fact, the only thing you're allowed to do are things that what? That you have the field and by trees. But those are the only things you're allowed to do. But everything else you're not allowed to do. So we left off with the kasha. We basically are saying that most things you're not allowed to do on Shvius. The only things you're allowed to do are things that are not both by a field and a tree. So how could Rava what? Say that what? That you're allowed, that the only things that are asur midoraisa are the things mentioned in the pasuk of the Sizra and Sizmar and Sircha and Sivtsar, when we have a whole slew of things that are asur midoraisa. And for the Gemara, and that's what we're up to. Says the Gemara. That's so says the Gemara. What's the Gemara's teretz? Midrabanan. That really what? Even though we just brought down a pasuk, that tells us that what? That's sad chalo, karma chalo, and all those things are asur. But it's coming to tell us that that's only midrabanan. There's a pasuk ukra smachta ba'almu. The pasuk is only a smachta. What is an asmachta? It's only something that the rabbanan can rely on. They can look in the psukim and say, "Oh, what we want to say, the Torah is backing us on that." But really, it's a drabanan, and therefore, anything not in the actual pasuk is going to be a drabanan. And for tircha, we let it be mutter, and that's why in the brisa we allowed those other things of tircha. And so too, the watering in our Mishnah is going to be mutter because of tircha. Beautiful. Now the Gemara goes on, and the second part of the Gemara is going to be a very similar Gemara. Says the Gemara. The Gemara is going to go just a little bit of a detour for a second. The Gemara says, the Gemara asks like this. The Gemara says, "V'kishkush b'shvius mishari." Is kishkush? It said in the Brisa that kishkush, which is Rashi says it's hoeing. Hainu idur elo she'idur begefanim. Idur, the lashon of idur is by vineyards. V'kishkush b'zeisim, and kishkush is hoeing by olives. So frak the Gemara, kishkush b'shvius mishari. The Brisa just got finished saying kishkush is mutter. V'ksiv ashvius tishmetena v'nitashta. It says unitashta. It says a double lashon on the shvius. You should stop doing tishmetena. You should stop the field v'nitashta and rest. So what's the double lashon? Says the Brisa. Says the Brisa. Well, it's not a Brisa. It's the Gemara saying that it's a double lashon. So it says the Gemara tishmetena milkashkesh. The lashon tishmetena means you should not do kishkush, and unitashta means milisakel, that you shouldn't be milisakel. Says Rashi lahotzi avonim and aker, to take out the avonim out of the vineyard, that you shouldn't do. So you see like that, you see that it is us to do kishkush. Basic question. We just got finished saying kishkush, which is hoeing, is mutter, because it's not both by the karam and the field. It's not by the field and the trees. It says we have a double lashon, and we learn out from there. Chazal learn out that kishkush is also amrav kabarchama trei kishkushe avi. There's two types of kishkush. Chadav ru'i lani v'chad stume pili. One's to strengthen the tree. It's a question if that means to strengthen or to put holes in it to make the ground softer, but it's called the vrui lane, the chad stume pili. And one is stume pili, says Rashi, to cover over the holes around the tree. So therefore, says the Gemara, says Rashi, avrui lane, says the Gemara, I'm sorry, avrui lane iser, ilan aser, to be strengthen it or to put holes in it to soften the ground, that's aser. Stume pili, akivala, stume pili shari. But to do stume pili, to take out it's unlimited, by the way. Stume pili, that if you're covering over the holes in the tree, that's going to be mutter. Says the Gemara Vayter. Says the Gemara Vayter. Itmar. It was stated. Very important Gemara. It's going to take us down to the bottom of the Amid. And hopefully, I think it'll take 5 minutes. Says the Gemara, Itmar acharish b'shvius. If you plow on shvius, Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar. There's a machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar. Chadam aleika v'chadam ein aleika. One says you get malchus, and one says you don't get malchus. Now I could tell you, plowing on shvius is for sure usher, like Rashi brought down on Beis and Beis toward the bottom. Charish b'shvius mishari. We learn out from the pasuk mi becharish uvekatzer tishbais that it says by Shabbos. You should rest from charish, from plowing, and from katzer, from cutting. And we say, Rashi says, Damrina nemeina inyan l'Shabbos. If you don't need it for Shabbos, shein etzara shayik far nemar kol malacha taneu l'shvius. We learn from shvius, you're not allowed to do charisha. The question is, the only time you get malchus, Benny, is if you are over on a lav. If you didn't do a lav, you're not chayiv and malchus. If you just learn from becharish v'katzer tishbos, that means you should not do, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do work. You should be, how do you say it? You should rest from charish v'katzer. That's an asay. So here there's a machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar if you get malchus, if there's a lav. So what are they arguing about? Let's say they're arguing about the machlekes Rab Oven Rabbi La. Dam Rab Oven Rabbi La. So Rab Oven said in the name Rabbi La. We know that there's something called a klal uprat uklal. There's something called the prat klal. There's something called a klal prat uklal. That the Torah first gives a klal, is very general, and then it gives a prat, it's very specific, and then it gives a klal. In those cases, so we say that anything that's in the specific case in the middle, the klal, anything similar to that is going to be chayiv. So here, what's the klal? The klal, the general rule, klal means a general rule where we're not specific about a specific case. We just say a general case. So Rashi says, Makom shenemer klal ba'aseh u'prapelos zeh kago nocha d'chsiv u'bashon hashviyah Shabbos shavos and yilaretz. The klal, the general rule is you should not work the land. Not you should not work the land. You should rest. That's a klal. It doesn't say what work we're talking about. That's a klal. Then it says sadcho le'sizra. You shouldn't sow the land. That's a prat. It says you shouldn't sow. Lo sizra, you shouldn't sow. The karmel lo sizra, that's a prat. And then it says at the end, Shna Shabboson. Changes the lashon here in Rashi. What does it say? It says Shna Shabboson Yil Aretz. It should be a year of rest. So therefore, that's a klal. So now the thing is like this: when you have a klal, a general rule, and a prat, and then a klal, anything. The reason the Torah says the prat, the specific case of schadza le'sizra v'karmel le'sizra, to say that anything similar to that, even if it's not what that case, like let's say charisha, you'd be chayiv malchus. But if you don't have a klal prat or klal, let's say you only have a klal prat, you only have a general rule and then a prat, then the Torah is trying to say the prat to tell you that you're only chayiv on that specific case. So again, if Shemitah is a klal prat or klal, you're not only going to be chayiv, you're not only going to get malchus on Sad Choli Sizra or Karmel Choli Sizra on those two things. Anything similar to that, anything that's dealing with the fields, you're going to get malchus on. But if it's not a klal prat or klal, which I'll explain in a second why it wouldn't be, and it's only a klal prat, you would only do like the prat exactly, and you wouldn't be chayiv malchus on anything else. So says the Gemara. Let's say the argument Rav Avin Amar Rabbi Lah Kamivgid Amar Rav Avin Amar Rabbi Lah Kol Makom Shenemar Klal Basei U Prat Belois Asei. If the klal prat u klal is in asei, a lois asei in asei. In other words, usually it would be the same, but if it switches off, if it says rest the field, you should rest. That's an asei, something you should do. Don't sow. That's a lav. Shna Shabbos and Yorts. That's an asei. When you have an asei on the klal and the prat is a los asei, ain't done noisei b'klal u'prat u'klal. Rabbi Avin Amar Rabbi Lah says we throw away the sugya of klal prat u'klal and we teach it up. We learn it up as a klal u'prat, and you only get malchus on the specific case of the middle case of sowing and of anything it mentions in the prat. So Manda Amar Loika, the Manda Amar that says you would get malchus, we're trying to figure out what's the machlokes. Manda Amar Loika, the one that says you get malchus, less like Rav Avin. He doesn't hold like Rav Avin Amar Rabbi Lah, because he says you're going to get malchus. That means it's going to be a klal prat u'klal. Manda Amar Eino Loika, and the one that says you don't get malchus is like Rav Avin. He will hold like Rav Avin because he's going to say malchus. He's going to say you don't get malchus because it's not a klal prat u'klal. It's just a klal prat. And that says the Gemara, and I think I'm going to stop there. I thought I could get to the bottom of it, but it's taking too long. It says Gemara, Loi, the Kuliyama, let's say the Rav Avin. We could say everyone doesn't hold like, everyone does not hold like Rav Avin. And really it should be what? A klal u'prat u'klal, and you should be chayiv malchus on anything, even on charisha. So why does one say not? Manda Amar Eino Loika, the one that says you don't get malchus. I'm sorry. Manda Amar Loika Shaper. The one that says you get malchus because he holds it's a klal prat u'klal. Manda Amar Eino Loika, and the one says you don't get malchus. Amar Lach, he's going to tell you. You know why you don't get malchus? The same way Rava said at the beginning. Michti Zmira b'klal Zrira. Zmira and Zriya are the same thing. Zmira goes into Zriya. It says Sadchol is Sizra, B'kamachol is Sizmar. Ubetzira b'chlal ksira, and betzira is the same as ksira. It's the same thing. L'may hilchasa kasvin rachmana. Why did the Torah mention it? Mamish the same thing as Rav on the top of the David. L'meimer to tell us that Hani told us sutu machayiv that you only chayiv on these told us. I told Achrina l'mechayiv. You're not chayiv on any other told us. So charisha, which is not mentioned in the pasuk, then you're gonna what? You're not gonna be chayiv. You're not going to be chayiv malchus. I think I'm going to go for it. Give me 60 seconds more. Frek Gemara, an obvious question. The same brisa that we just brought down on Rava, we're going to bring down now. Vatanya, sad chalei sizra v'kamer chalei sizmar. It says sad chalei sizra v'kamer chalei sizmar. Ein liela zeruah v'zimar. That only tells us zeruah v'zimar's usher. Minayin li'idur, l'kisha, shulisuach. How do we know for hoeing and and a different type of oil, kisuach, and I know those things are us. Tamalemer sadcha loy karmacha loy. Same Gemara. You can't do anything in the field or in the carrot. We'll look at Rashi again. How do we know that you can't do pruning? It's the same as kirsum, but kirsum is bilanos. You can't fertilize. You can't lean up a tree, which is very heavy because of the fruit. You can't prop it up. And how do we know you can't be mizavel? You can't fertilize. I think I said this already. And you can't take out the avanim. You can't smoke up. You can't fumigate. I might think you can't do kishkush. You can't hold tachas gefanim. Same thing. You might think you can't do all these things. It says sadchale sizra. Correct the Gemara. Zriya b'chalei. So zriya, it already says you should leave the land. Why does it have to specify zriya? V'lama yatzasa lahakish to compare it to zriya loimelach to tell you just like zriya applies both by a grain field and by a vineyard. Af kol so too the only case that are asur is something that's avodah shebasad v'shabekarem, is work that was done in the sada and the kara. Same thing as before, only if it's both things. So for Ektimar, now the same question. How could you tell me that only things in the psukis are chai malchus, but everything else is not? Our Brisa says that there are a ton of things that are asur min ha-Torah. Is the Gemara the same answer? Midrabanan. That even here in the Brisa, it's only asur midrabanan. You're not going to get malchus. Ukras machtabal, and the cross is only that we're ending. And the cross machtabal, the cross is just a reliance, and therefore, according to this Manda Amar, you won't get malchus on anything else. You only get malchus on those things. And the other Manda Amar will hold you will get malchus because it's a klal, uprat, uklal. Thank you for the extra 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I think that we're done for this week.